Welcome back everyone. So in today's video we're going to see how to create this interaction animation. So let me just go ahead and maximize this and play it for you. So as you can see, this is a UI for a magazine vending machine. The user can scroll through different options here from different categories, and once they like something they can go ahead and select it to see further details on it, and finally they can go ahead and buy it. So this is a flow from a project that I worked on long ago. But the twist in this video is, as you can see in the title below, we are not going to build this using Adobe XD, Figma or After Effects, but rather I'm going to use a tool called as Camtasia Studio, which is basically a video editor and not an ideal tool for creating such interaction animation. But I'm just creating this video just to showcase you that if you have any tool and you try to explore its maximum potential, you can create something unconventional out of it. So without any further ado, let's jump onto the tool and see how we can build this animation. So here I am in the project which I used to create it. So as you can see, I have if you're aware of Camtasia Studio, this is how it looks, but it's pretty much like any other video editor. You have a timeline here which has different properties, and you have your media on the left here, and you have some extra properties that is on the right side. So let me just turn all these layers on. So these are different layers I have, and I created this on Sketch. So let me just show you that also. So this is the vending machine. It's an old project that I did. So this is the screen, as you can see, and it has different layers here. So you have to export these layers separately so that you can use each of the layer, like something what you do on After Effects also if you had to create an interaction animation. So I separated out these layers and I brought it onto this tool called as Camtasia Studio, and then I put on all the layers here. So you can zoom it using this one here, and these are the different layers. So once you have all your layers, you just have to place it as per the UI that you created, and then once that is done, you have your base layer here. So let me just hide all these so that you have a clear picture. So this is the layer that is the base screen layer, which doesn't have any interaction on these two, which I don't want. And then comes the next two list of magazines here. So these actually scroll, and that is why I have these as separate layers here, and as you can see it scrolls. So once you have set up all the layers, what you can do is just animate it. That is using the option here we have called as animation, and this custom feature is a very powerful tool which lets you animate different properties. So you just have to drag this. So let's say I want to basically move this to the right, so I just drag this onto this layer here and just place it, and this is the end state and this is the beginning state. So if I go ahead to the end state here and I just have to drag it to, let's say, to the end of it, and if I go to the beginning state, you can see how it animates. So I just play it here and you can see how it animates. So that is pretty simple. Like if you see it on any animation tool, you just have keyframes here. This is basically just keyframes. This is the end frame and this is the beginning frame, and you have different properties like move. You can just move it, and you can also fade it away with the opacity here. You can scale it up, scale down. So if I play it now, you can see something different happening here. So all those properties can be handled using this custom animation here. And then the next part, what you've seen in the video, is the hand interaction here. So I also have an icon which is a new hand. So that is placed on the top of all these layers, and in the initial state of the hand, let me just zoom this up, and you can see I have the hand icon here, and in the end state it is just moving towards the left, just showing that the user is scrolling. And as you can see, it moves with the magazines on the behind very smoothly, and it just fades away. And this is a fade animation here, which basically you can find it on the transitions here. You have different transitions. So I just went ahead and used a fade animation, which is here. So you just have to drag it onto any layer and that will just fade. So as you can see, it just fades away. So those are the different type of animations that you can do on this tool. So using all those features, you can see how I went ahead and created this stuff. And moving on to the next screen here. So let me just go ahead and fit this to screen. And in the second part of the interaction, you saw it moves on to the next screen here. So that is when I move on to the next screen here. So this was a screen 1 and this is screen 2, and you can attach two different screens using different transitions here. So I again went ahead and used a fade here, which basically you can drop on to two different layers and that transition will happen there. So let me just zoom in here, and as you can see, I had a tap animation here, for which what I did was initial state was a normal hand and then I animated it to basically scale down. So let me just zoom it so that you have a clear picture. So if you can see here, initially the initial state was a normal size and then I scaled it down. If you can see here, the initial scaling was 8, I guess it's 8.6, which is a normal size, and then I scaled it down to 6 here, and then again I scaled it back to 8.6, and that is how you have this click kind of an animation here and it fades away. So that is how I achieved this click animation for the hand. After which this particular magazine here, which I have as a separate layer, so even that has been exported on the media. If you can see, that is a selected magazine. So you need to have all those interactions as separate layers here. That is what you would do on After Effects also. So you just put that layer on top of the next interaction when you move to the second screen, and then you just give a scale up animation as you move on to the screen 2. So as you can see, here we have a normal scale and then it starts to scale in to the maximum. So it is 106.1, and here if you see, it is 41.4%, and I just gave it a bounce, and that is why you have one more animation here. So it increases to the maximum and it goes back to its normal size. So that is how you create these interactions on any tool, and that is how I basically ended up creating it on Camtasia Studio. So hope you liked this video, guys. Stay tuned for more such videos.
And as always, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon. Thanks for watching.